everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Maria. If you are new here, this is Conversations with Mother Earth, a podcast where I focus on spiritual development, essentially, and using myself as a prime example, putting myself in the front line and trying to show up and do the work as best as I can. I wish I could say daily, but you know how life is. I'm trying to live an intuitive lifestyle, and I know so many of you are like a heart-led lifestyle, and I know so many of you are wishing and hoping and leaning into that as well at this time. So I would like to invite you in to my steps, to my journey, and to experiencing the divine as often as I possibly can in my human life. And a lot of this is the remembering. We're going through a remembering right now, and remembering also comes with healing work, with trauma work, with clearing and reprogramming and all of these other things. I have to say that recently, and I don't know if you all have been feeling this as well, but I'm feeling a little off balance personally. We've had some transitions in our household. We have my mom living with us now. We have the baby coming very soon. And so there's a lot of commotion and a lot of things that are not my typical schedule, right? Where it was a lot more quiet before, and I was a lot more on my own, able to manage my spiritual work, my meditations, all of my things. I was able to do that a little bit more regularly and consistently prior to this. And now I'm kind of being thrown through for a loop with managing all the people and all the things and all the stuff going on at one time, which is life, right? It's kind of just rolling with the situation, the current situation. But this off balance feeling, I almost don't wonder if it's a shakeup with all of the energy that's coming into the planet right now, all of the light solar energy. If you guys follow the Schumann resonance, I think over the 4th of July, the week of 4th of July, and even like a day or so ago, I mean, the resonance of the Schumann resonance has been a little bit crazy, showing lots of solar energy, lots of just things coming in. And while I like to look at that as just like, oh, this is interesting, and it kind of matches how I'm feeling internally, I don't necessarily want to read too much into it, because as we know, the earth, the frequency, I mean, everything is changing and evolving and up leveling. We can feel it. And the messages that I've been getting reiterate that, right? So there's this evolution that's happening here on earth, and it's fun that we get to experience it. But right now I'm in a weird shakeup. I can feel a weird shakeup happening. And so, like I said, I'm feeling a little off balance. I'm not feeling as in tune, as connected. I'm not taking the time to do my meditations and like my personal things or my walks even outside. I'm not doing that as calmly as I had been even 2 or 3 weeks ago. So today, since I have a few minutes, I thought, man, I should just get on here and just try to kind of reset my nervous system a little and just kind of calm and relax and check in and see, is anybody else kind of feeling a shakeup? Is anybody else having things in their life that is being mirrored back to them or asking them to examine and look at? Because I definitely am having some things that are coming up that's like, this is a reflection of what's going on internally. Some subconscious programming that I have that I do not care for about myself, that is being mirrored back to me, even in our interactions that my mother has with other people that I'm experiencing. Just being a witness to that, having her here so that I can sit and watch and be like, man, I do the same thing. I react the same way. And I don't love that reaction. I want to do it differently. And I want to live differently than that. That's a big one that's come up for me. Another one is gratitude. This, multiple times over the past week, I've had situations where I've been in a place that was not necessarily important, but a part of my life, a younger self, even in my teenage years or 20s. and a song has come on from that period in my life, so that I sit and have the opportunity to think, wow, 20 years ago, I was listening to the song in this exact same space, and I was thinking to myself, how am I ever going to get to where I want to be? I had a lot of sadness in my teens, a lot of sadness in my 20s, brokenheartedness, just sadness in my chest that I carried around. Because I never thought that I was going to get all of the beautiful, magical things. I never thought I was going to get there. Man, time for me was slow. And I think a lot of people, have that similar experience who do this kind of spiritual work. Like, oh, come on, hurry up already. Like the human lessons, man, they just they take forever until you can get to the point where you evolve and grow, and understand, and everything has a place, and understand and kind of really can process it. But at the time I was like, am I ever going to meet the person I want to be with? The person that makes me feel or allows me to be who I want to be and who I am truly. Am I ever going to find that person? Right. And I mean, in your teens and your 20s, you focused on the dating aspect of life, and way too focused was what I was. And that was a big part of my thought process at that period in my life. And I wondered, am I ever going to find a job that I feel like I can feel good about? Or am I ever going to have kids? Am I going to be lucky enough to have a family that I've always dreamed of? So I've had 2 of those moments in the past week or 2 where I've been taken back to a time in my life where I have felt that was so visceral. Like it was so heavy. It was so heavy. And it's just kind of wild to be placed in a place like that, to think about that. Because gratitude is one of those things that just kind of overwhelms you and comes over you when you're like, oh man, I didn't know I was going to have it so good then. And it really does feel like, now that I'm sitting back and thinking about it, it's caring for your inner child in a way, and hopefully sending the pulses back to that version of yourself to say, hey, here, you made it. You have the things that you dreamed of. You have the wonder and the beauty and the joy and the fun and the purpose, a feeling in your chest of like, oh, gosh, I really did it. I overcame. I overcame the sadness. I made it to where I wanted to be. So those 2 specific things, the subconscious programming, my reactions to certain things, and then the gratitude, those really have come up for me in the past week or 2. And then this could just kind of overall feeling unbalanced and not as in tune as much are really top of my list for this week of things that I would like to examine personally. Maybe I'll make a video about the subconscious programming, because I think that would be really interesting to tap into the Akashic records about and offer a guide for those of you who are also interested in kind of unearthing some of those feelings and behaviors to understand why and shed them and get rid of them and do some energetic healing in those areas. I might try to do that this week. I think that would be nice, because I'm ready to release this. Yeah, it feels yucky. It feels like it's not the type of person that I want to be moving forward. So that is some heavy duty lifting, personal work that I'm going to have to do on myself. So I'll most likely invite you in for that. In terms of the gratitude, yeah, that's another thing I'd like to sit in quiet meditation about, hopefully in the next day or 2, to understand. It's apparent for a reason. It's asking me to sit in thanks and wonder, and maybe just say, look how far you've come. Like, be so proud of how you've advanced so far, where you began, where you started, and all the work that you've done to get to this point. because it's constant. For me, it literally has been constant. It has been something that I truly focus on daily, if not, but definitely weekly. It's something that I really, really care about and place emphasis on trying to understand or clear or heal. And what's funny is in my own personal conversations, when I ask somebody close to me, I say, so what do you think? Why do you think you experience this? Or what do you think it means for you? Or what would you like to do differently? Or tell me what you think about what happened here. I find that most people aren't interested in being as deeply thoughtful about things as I am. Most don't want to take the time to really sit and try to examine all pieces as best they can of things. Now, I don't know if that's like a little bit of my spectrum coming through, but I really, really want to break it all apart, break it down and understand who, what, when, where, why. And, yeah, I'm feeling that pull to do that actually right now for those situations. So if you're feeling that way, you're not alone is my point, I think, in sharing this. And like I said, I think the energy that's coming into the planet, the solar energy and all of that, the frequency shifts, it's asking us to clear probably some of these things that are coming up for me, whatever that means for you, whatever's coming up for you. It's probably time to heal and clear it, or else it wouldn't become so apparent, so in your face, or so in my face, I guess I should say, as it is right now. It's saying, all right, to level up, girl, you have to do this. Which time and time again, I have no problem doing. I know what happens when I sit down and do the work. I know how my life shifts and improves. I know how extremely wonderful and rewarding it can be when you actually sit down to do that. When you shed the tears or release the energy, the stored emotion in your body. It is so worth it. To be able to live a different reality, a different experience. And that's what you're doing. When you shed and release those denser energies, those denser emotions, the denser frequencies, when you shift your mindset to react differently next time, you elevate yourself to the point then that the new things can come in for you. New things that you're aligned with, that you're calling in with that magnetism, with your new vibration, the elevated vibration, new things get to come in. So for anybody that's stalling on their work, on their emotional healing and clearing, people that are avoiding feeling the emotions and examining them, man, stop it. Stop. One step at a time, but do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Your life is waiting for you. The life you want is waiting for you on the other end of those tears or that meditation or the thought processes. It's waiting. That life is waiting for you. And I know that version of me is waiting for me to make the jump. I know that there's something else that comes next. And what's fun is oftentimes spirit or what the path that I'm guided on through spirit and through my channel, that's a reward for me as well. That's an awesome reward for me. That's one of those things that I'm like, if I do this, then I know that I will get something else. I know something really cool is going to come through and ask me to do something different, or I'll get new information, or you know what I mean? It's kind of this, I know it's this kind of give and take sometimes of do the work and then you get a reward. It's like a little treat that you get after like clearing and moving that crap out. I love the reward. And like I said, I have no problem doing the hard work. Not anymore. Not after I've seen all that it's provided or changed my life. I have no problem whatsoever. I told you guys in the last episode about the book that I was reading and how much I truly loved it. So I did want to grab it and show it to you. Remember, this is called Merchants of Light, The Consciousness That is Changing the World by Betty J. Kovacs, PhD. And I mean, I'm having, like I told you, a really great time reading this. I'm a little bit stalled. I'm a little more than halfway through. But I've kind of stalled just because, like I said, I've been feeling off balance in my spiritual work myself. So I haven't been focused as much on the reading of this genre. So I do definitely need to get back into it. But if you did not hear our last episode, I talked about this in my intro last time and how this has been a really great expansion tool for me. And I failed to mention, I think, in the previous video, how much Sophia, the goddess, wisdom, the divine feminine, plays into her work here. She focuses on it quite a bit. And you know that speaks to my heartstrings as a representative of the divine feminine, which is truly what I feel like I am at this point. Sorry, I had a little visitor come in. So divine feminine, lots about that. The goddess Sophia, celebration of the goddess throughout human history, Mary Magdalene, Jesus as a shaman mystic, and essentially the misinterpretation often of his teachings, and some information also about his development, his learnings, all of those kind of things, kind of where he came from and how he became who he was in a way. We talk about that quite a bit in here. So I highly recommend picking this one up. I really, really am enjoying it. Like I said, major expansions happening with this one, just kind of like breakthrough thought processes, like, and it matches very much and is very much in line with the trajectory of my own personal channel messages and time spent with spirit in the Akashic Records and also in my channel. So yes, love, 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 love. Otherwise today, it's Sunday, which means it is a time for me to open up to our goddess Sophia. Wisdom, divine feminine representative, anybody who embodies the light, and anybody who embodies the love in that same frequency. I like to invite in and offer us any guidance about what we need to know right now about being human, or what we need to know about living on earth, or our divine purpose, our mission here. Some encouragement, if you will, on how to get us through the next week, what we need to know for the next week. Today it is July 6th. So we are talking about the week of July 6th and asking for guidance and inspiration for us to move through and follow the path 100% wholeheartedly. That spirit-led, heart-led, intuitive lifestyle that so many of us are looking for and reaching for and desiring, I guess I should say. What I like to do first, if you're new here, is I like to do a grounding meditation. I like to open ourselves up to the light and allow the light and the love frequency to come through and anchor itself into the earth. So I always start that way, and it feels like a nice reprieve and a nice gateway to get us started and connected, becoming the bridge between the divine and the human, to spirit and to whoever wants to come in and chat with us today. Now, I think when I say that, whoever wants to come in and chat with us, I would like to say that I obviously very much am aware of maybe, I guess, how that sounds from somebody that is not living my experience. But I'm always hesitant, and I'm always wary of galactic energies that want to come through and share their messages. The extraterrestrial, if you will, the galactic councils and all of those things I steer clear from. I very much am wanting to stay aligned and in tune with the divine, light, with God, with that mother, father, God. The big one, source energy. So that's who I really anchor into when I'm doing this, especially when I work with the Akashic records, getting messages from the records and from God and from the representatives of the divine feminine, who to me kind of come from that same place. So if you're new here, I want you to understand that I am not seeking galactic councils and anybody else really that has that type of influence. That's not my vibe. I also very much love to tap into Earth, Mother Earth herself, and oftentimes the trees or the birds or what have you, the energy around us, because we are human, and it's great to have a human experience and to be connected to all of the human-y, earthly things. I think that's really important too for the balance. So a little tidbit about that. I don't know if I've ever really come out to say that, but that's very much my system and what I align to most. So let's go ahead and close our eyes and become the bridge, become a light vessel, intentionally do these things. Breathe the light down into our bodies and just kind of relax our nervous system and be present. So I invite you all to close your eyes and take a few deep breaths in through your nostrils. Relax your body, your arms and your legs, your face. And give your body permission to relax. I'm in a safe space to do this, as if you need to tell yourself that. I'm in a safe space. I'm protected by the light. I'm guided by the light. As you're taking your deep breaths, please picture a beautiful golden white light energy above your head. Breathe it down into your forehead, into your crown. Breathe it down your face, down your neck. Let it light up your brainstem, your brain and your brainstem is what I'm feeling like today. Bring it down your shoulders and your arms and your chest. Bring it down your torso, your hips and your thighs. Bring it down your calves and out the bottom of your feet, down into Mother Earth. And today I'm really getting strong images of like my spinal cord being lit up and those like actual systems in my body perceiving and receiving the light. But it's mostly like my brain and my spinal column, which is so interesting. My bones. And we're breathing the light down into Mother Earth. And just becoming a column of light. And when you release control, when you release tension in your body, and give your body just permission to relax, the light can come in so much easier. with no boundaries, no restrictions. And I just love the feeling of this. Because today it feels like the light just has been waiting to use me to come through. And how would I describe the light today? It's like a spotlight today, it feels like. A light column. It's bright and it's just lit up. It's kind of like you turn the flashlight on and that beam of light is bright. And everything really feels so like tangible today. Like it feels defined. I don't know how to describe that, but maybe it'll come through more when we get to our messages. Take one more deep breath here and then breathe Mother Earth energy back up through the soles of your feet. Breathe the mossy, breathe the grass, breathe the air up through your body. Breathe that feeling of forest or trees. Breathe leaves up through the top of your head, out through the top of your head. So take a few more deep breaths. Bring it down into your chest. And I want to just say a little bit of a little prayer. Mother, Father, God, representatives of the Divine Feminine, our Goddess Sophia, Mother Earth, we're here today in service, in love. I ask, as always, to be a clear channel, aligned to the highest possible frequency and the divine light. I ask that you keep my channel pure and aligned with truth and wisdom. Anything else that is not those things, please, I ask them to face me. And I send them back up to Source where they belong. I ask that you protect this sacred space of light and keep us all in resonance with our path, our purpose, our mission, with love and with the divine. So today, Sunday, July 6th, I ask our Divine Mother, Creator of all, our Goddess Sophia, what messages do you have for us today? What what wants to come through? What wants to be shared or felt or experienced? Then the imagery that I'm getting is of emotion, stored emotion in the depths of our bodies almost. In my root area, this depth of emotion there that is coming up. In fact, she's being shown like kind of stirring it up or bringing it up. It feels like at this time. And it feels heavy. And it feels like a rock, a weight. This denseness, this heaviness that wants to be lifted, brought up from the depths. And it even, not just in our human self, but it feels like in our earth self, from the depths of the ocean, from the deep. It wants to be brought up and surface, the suppressed truths. The hidden histories. The things that have been oppressed and pressed down. It feels like lies and deceit. Things that haven't been allowed to see the light for some time. We're dredging up those things. Yeah, we're bringing them up to the surface. To either be felt or to be seen. Because it feels like the evolution can't continue until they are cleared, till they're out. The things that want to surface. And it feels like the earth is doing this, and also we personally are doing this and going through this. Individuals. So if you're feeling some denseness or heaviness, that is kind of squirming and wanting to be lifted out, do not be surprised. It's there on purpose. We need to shake it out. It's being shaken out, dislodged, for us to examine, for us to release. And it doesn't feel like there has to be like this strong examination of it. It almost just feels like it wants to be dislodged and released and let go. It wants to be known. It wants to be brought to the light. And then send it on. It's that hard, but that simple at the same time. And almost like once that heavy rock is gone from that space, that heaviness is gone from that space, there's so much more light, so much more expansion, so much more free flow. It's almost like then you can take another leap. In this progress, in this advancement. And the sensation, the feeling that I'm getting is, all right, we've just completed some hard work. Now we're going into the next cycle of hard work. Like you did great on whatever step the last step was, but now we're going into another one. This dismantling of this rock. And I'm getting the metaphors like rock and heaviness. But it's stuck in our root. It's stuck in our foundation space. It wants to be broken. It wants to be chiseled out, broken apart. Is there anything specific you can say about this? What this is? It's going to be, it'll be different for each individual person, but it has to do with our histories. Individual histories, individual stories, but also humanity's stories. And I'm getting like a cracking open of the pyramids, like breaking the base layer of a pyramid in Egypt. What does that symbolize? Yeah, cracking open the truths. But it's also showing things that are in the depths of the ocean, under the water, that are waiting to be discovered or pulled up. So that you will understand, humanity will understand and know that we are not the most advanced. We are not and have not been the most evolved civilization that has lived on Earth. This is not just our story. But there were generations and peoples before us, way before us, who inhabited here and lived a different way. A way that is so much more evolved than the way we live now. So much more connected, universally connected. So much more in tune with energy and energy work. And I'm seeing like flight or flying things. Light energy being used and utilized in day to day for like actual light. Like I'm seeing lights. Yeah, like electricity. Yeah, electricity. And flight. Yeah, there's going to be there's like this cracking open of a whole layer of history. And it feels like it's going to shake things up, shake people up, to help dismantle some systems. Because I think once people realize or understand the technologies and past civilizations, I think it'll turn an eye to the more oppressive forces that we live under now, the systems that we live under now that seem very primitive compared to what will be found. That will say, we don't need to live this way. Why are we living this way? We can see we have an example now of a way it really could be. So this unearthing and depth of truth. Feels like it's coming in this next chapter, this next step. And that will take us to where we need to be in the evolution of the light. Can you tell us more about personally what this means for our own spiritual development, what we're going through in this unearthing, this clearing? Yeah, and all things what the human experiences, the earth is also experiencing. It's a reflection of the bigger goings on. It's like the stories, the themes are similar. And it would be interesting if you were to do the spiritual work in your next meditation, or even in an automatic writing exercise, if that works better for you, to ask your channel, ask your higher self, what am I working to unearth right now? What am I uncovering about my story, about my history? See what comes up for you. Goddess Sophia, what about me? What am I unearthing right now? What am I uncovering about my story, my history? I can release the perception that my human has placed on my experience. If I have felt judgment, it's most often my own judgment. And it's not reflective at all of the situation. The reality, I mean. And judgment from others doesn't have to be real. You don't have to acknowledge it and carry it personally. It doesn't have to be something that you attach to yourself. In fact, you can almost like dislodge, or it's not dissociate, that's not the right word. It's like cut the energetic ties to being affected by others' perceptions of you. You don't have to make yourself feel them. I hope I'm explaining it right. There can be a wall there. There can be a boundary there, so that they don't touch you. They can't touch you, really. Because your perception of yourself doesn't match the judgment that they're projecting. It feels like this is about me, can become more sovereign, a sovereign, separate entity from others in this way. I cut those energetic ties, my attachment to others' perception of me. And when I actually visualize myself going through and cutting energetic ties, especially in my root, I feel my structure, my body, myself become stronger. And what is this feeling? Separate. It feels like separateness. I become unaffected and unaffectable. And again, feels like a reminder of your truth, like what's happening in the bigger picture with Earth. The truth, Earth's truth, or our personal truth, becomes something that's not able to be affected by others, by the outside. Because we are bigger than that. We have risen above that. We have cut the ties that want to bind us to, I don't know, shame or guilt. Any of those kind of emotions. I am a sovereign body that's unaffected by the perception and judgment of others. And the only feeling that I carry inside of myself is authenticity, is truth, is strength and appreciation for standing in my solidness of myself. It almost feels like we are becoming, stronger in a way, more solid within our being. That's what it feels like, more solid, less affected. By others. And why is this happening right now? Why is this happening at this time? Yeah, the evolution of truth. We're being asked to stand in our sovereign self, in our truth. Right now, so that our next evolution, our next step of work can begin. So that whatever we're asked to do next, we're that much closer to being prepared for it. It's like we're adding one more skill set to our resume. All right, Goddess Sophia, Goddess Sophia, Goddess Sophia. How do you suggest that we move through this? Do you have guidance on how to move through it? Not necessarily effortlessly, but in connection with the divine. Any guidance in that way? It has this feeling of like laying bare everything, stripping it away, laying it all out in front for yourself. And it's this feeling of like releasing. It's almost a melting away of anything heavy or dense. And it's almost like these extra layers of like fat. And for me personally, it feels like in my root and in my like lower half. It's like, just let that go. Tell me more. Tell me more about this. It's like I'm taking a few deep breaths and just allowing that, what it feels like in that space, to just disperse. Any heaviness that you're feeling in any part of your body, it might be different for you right now if you're doing this. It might not be in your lower half. Maybe that's where I'm just storing mine. But I'll send Reiki energy if you'd like to try this. I'll send Reiki love and light energy to kind of help aid and guide any of the release that needs to happen. All right, guide me through this healing. Guide me through this energetic healing. Lead me. All right, first it feels like we need to be sweeping away the debris. And for me, mine's on my backside, in my hips and in my rump. So I want to take that energy and I want to kind of, it's almost like shoveling sand, kind of pull it away, sweep it away, and just dislodge it from that space energetically on your body, wherever you're feeling it. But all this extra debris, all this extra, if you can feel it around you, if it has a density, we're going to take it and we're just going to send it, lift it back up to the light, to the source, and say, I thank you for this gift of healing. I thank you for this gift of release. Anything that is not for my highest good and highest vibration at this time, please leave now and go back up to source. And we can almost just elevate all of that extra debris that you've just wiped off. Elevate it back up to source and send it on its way. Mine's like a deep purple. That's the color that I'm getting for mine. I release all that I hold on to in this space. Return now to source where you belong. Mine is taking some time to really clear. Almost like it needs to be moved out, move away. Come on. And I feel light, not lighter, but I feel almost slimmer, if that makes sense. I feel like any extra weight that I was carrying in my lower half, it's really just kind of been shaved off. I'm going to bring down white light energy down through my top of my head again. Allow it to cover my frame, my body. And I really want to focus it in the area that I just cleared. Wow. It feels like a truth. I just heard truth. And that wounded part of me that wanted to share my truth or wanted my truth to be heard and felt by other people. The wounded part of myself that projected it onto others feels like it was able to release. All right, so I'm just covering myself in that white light again. Just kind of refortifying my energy field, my human body. I feel stronger. I feel more kind of firm. You know that part in Hercules where he lifts Megara up out of the, from Hades, and all of a sudden he's covered in that divine golden light. That's what it feels like I have, or I'm doing right now. All right, I thank you for this guidance. I thank you for this. I thank you for this. All right, let me ask one more thing from our Divine Feminine, our goddess Sophia. Any advice? Anything else you'd like to say or share with us for the week of July 6th? July 6th? Yeah, July 6th. As we move through our week, anything else you'd like for us to know today? The first thing I saw was like a little puppy. Let me see what this means. Find ways to make your soul light up. Find gladness and joy in your heart this week. Be playful and fun. I don't know if anybody's been thinking about getting a puppy. But it looks like a little oh my God, what are those dogs called? Kind of like a Shih Tzu or oh no, what's the other one? Like one of those little fluffy white dogs with some gray or black splotches on it. And the dog is playful and happy and wagging its tail and running around. Tell me more about what this means. Part of our Earth experience is meant to be joyful and fun and playful. Get the dog if you want the dog. Companionship, playfulness, fun. Yeah, and this dog just wagging its tail. Yeah, that may be a sign for somebody, which is funny. It's like the dog is waiting to bring joy to your life. Anything else for us before we leave today? No, I'm getting cotton candy ice cream. Oh my God. What does this represent? Superman ice cream. Yeah, be a kid, be playful. Find things that bring joy and fun to your life. Be childlike. Make this life one where you seek joy, where you can seek pleasure, where you seek fun, where you rekindle that inner child. Because while you do have like multiple lifetimes that you get to experience, live each one like it's the only one. To its fullness. Live it to its fullness. What a waste to not find joy and to seek joy. What a waste to not play. Find things to lighten your heart. All right, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to take a few more deep breaths and come back to my body. And thank you for this time here today. And it was almost like our guide kind of just like floated away, floated out like, bye, and just kind of dispersed herself, which was cute. Week of July 6th. So we have some fun things to look forward to. Most of them, it sounds like healing and releasing. I'm glad I'm not the only one that's experiencing that. And I hope that you found the exercise useful or hopeful. I love to ask for guidance when it comes to trying to do healing and clearing on myself. Come in and show me what needs to happen or what I need to do, and they'll kind of walk me through the steps. Do this here, push this energy here, lift this out, breathe this in. Like, oftentimes we're guided in that way on how to do it most effectively and most efficiently. We don't need to just do it on our own and try to figure it out on our own. We're fully supported and guided at all times, and even in those situations. So if you continue to work through that healing or through that release, know that your team is there. Your higher self is there to help you through it. It doesn't have to be painful, which is nice. I appreciate you guys. I'm so glad we got to hang out this week. Hopefully I'll see you again. I don't know. I have to decide if that subconscious programming healing needs to happen again, or if this was what I needed. If this was it, I'll let you know in a few days. I'll hopefully be back to be like, I need a little more, or that felt good. You know what I mean? So I'm going to just let it trickle in and settle in, and I will circle back. But overall, I hope you guys have a really great week. Can't believe we're in July. It's going to be awesome. I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.